So this is a $400 China scooter. This is a 2008 something Pathfinder. It's a 150cc. Guess that's probably the model name here. At least how you can find it. So what kind of bike do you get for 500 bucks? Well, pretty much every piece of plastic on here is cracked. Looks like there's supposed to be something here, and that's just completely gone. We got some rust here on the exhaust pipe, which is coarse. This here is completely loose. I actually got some zip ties for it here. That's the benefit of owning a China scooter, is you don't have to spend a lot of money on repairs, even if you buy parts from the factory. You know, you just zip tie stuff up that you don't want to replace. Okay, seat torn up, beat up, battery cover missing 2 screws, but it does fit a standard size motorcycle battery, so that's pretty good. Oh yeah, this here, the dude had to replace the headlight. Guess it burned out or something. This is 2008 after all, so it's been around for 11 years. And he cracked the plastic. He couldn't put it back together. He cracked it completely. So he had black duct tape on here. You can see I removed it and put my own white duct tape so it looks a little bit better with the paint. This thing has almost certainly been wrecked a few times. Let me go around here. What else do we got? Not much to see back here, I guess. Replace the engine oil after initial riding for 300 kilometers, then replace every 1,000 kilometers later. Clean air filter every 400 kilometers. Replace the filter chip every 300 kilometers. Is this our air box here? That looks like an air intake. You know what? I kind of want to see what this air filter looks like. Holy hell. What is that? That chain oil, or I guess this is belt driven. Belt oil, like a grease fitting here or something. Disc brakes, front and rear, I guess. Yep. We got this, of course, broken, missing whatever goes down here. To be fair, it probably got in the way. This doesn't look right. This, yeah, all this is cracked. This here, cracked. Glove compartment, there's a hole in it. Let's see what's under the seat. I think it's just like tape. And your lock here is oh yeah, pulls right out for easy access. Yep. Duct tape, fin plate. Tape this up a little bit. See what we can do. Alright, so not doing too bad here. Got some cracks and holes kind of patched up. This thing that was hanging off is now being held on there with some tape. The dog's going nuts for some reason. Got some duct tape here holding up these cracks. I'm going to try and push this stuff out here from the inside, and to do that I need to pull these bolts off, and I think this interior cubby hole will come completely off. So here's an exclusive look at the inside of this machine here. You can see our right there, the head piston, top of the engine there. Piston comes up, or at least I think that's what it is. And then some other stuff, transmission, I believe. And look at this, how big this throttle thing is here. It's huge compared to my little 50cc mopeds that I was ripping around for quite some time. And this stuff is really packed in there. Everything's all compacted and tight. Fuel filter. Some really loose fuel lines. Why aren't these on the fuel filter. So I can confirm that these two clips here for fuel lines to go onto this are not on there because they don't fit. These fuel lines aren't really leaking at all, and the fuel filter doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty clean. It's dusty on the outside, but it looks clean in there. Not gonna mess with that. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on this because honestly, you know, pretty much everything needs replaced at this point. The engine is all right, I guess, but the idling is not right. Something's not right about the idling. Some tuning needs to be done. This is our idle set screw here that'll turn the throttle up. And then I don't know where any of our other tuning screws are, and I don't really care to find out because I'm probably just going to rev it like a little 50cc Italian piece of crap mopeds. Those that I had back in the day. I say back in the day, even though the last one I had I only sold about a month ago. You know, those things you'd have to rev those up all the time, keep them running. That's just how they ran after like 40 years of being on Earth. So I'm gonna sort this out with two hands, and then I'll duct tape up and get back to ya. So I've been taking just basically normal shop rags like this, wetting them with alcohol because I can't find any Clorox wipes at the moment, and wiping the bike down. And it's a little bit cleaner, but still like just dirt and stuff that's just caked on. Anyway, I managed to pop this piece out, got all this lined up, put my screw back in. I'm just gonna tape over all of this. Just don't want it coming loose. I gotta figure out what's wrong with this battery cover, other than the fact that no screw there, and there's not gonna be a screw there. So yeah, got plenty of stuff to do. Alright, so I took a rag and just cleaned it up, soaked with alcohol, just ran it over it a few times, just cleaned up a little bit, took some duct tape, and you can see my duct tape job here. Just to keep the cracks from spreading, because I have pretty bumpy roads around here, as well as my backyard, this is going to go around my backyard a lot, just because it's so fun to, you know, screw around with. Because like when you have a motorcycle, you don't want to take it through your backyard because it's nice, and you know, you get a dirt bike for that. But this is not nice, and you can just speed on it, lay it down, whatever, nobody cares. But the one thing I would like to say here is this is not a small machine right here. See, this is a Kawasaki Z1000. This is my brother's bike. He's really mad at me because my new scooter over here can out-accelerate this off the line. Of course, it doesn't beat it top speed, but this thing is super slow. This thing will beat it off the line every single time. And they're about the same size. In fact, the seat might actually be about well, no. The seat goes down there. I don't have the seat in. The seat's over there. But the handlebars are up higher than this bike. Of course, that's just seating position, but I guess the seat is a little higher here. But they're about the same size. My bike is probably just about as long. I don't want to move his bike because I don't want to drop it, because he would be pretty upset about that. But yeah. Oh yeah, I need to do an oil change on this. I'm gonna go Google how much oil these things take, and then I'm probably gonna ride it around the yard and just show it off a little bit, you know, for YouTube. I thought while I'm at it, why don't I go to Harbor Freight, pick up some tools, and make myself a little toolkit for under my scooter seat. So here's what I got. Here's what I consider a nice little simple toolkit. Fix anything. You'll notice there's no duct tape in this photo. It's already on the bike. I showed it earlier. You already saw it. It's white duct tape, matches. So we're good on that front. We also have white cable ties. Cable ties are incredible. Zip ties. You can fix just about anything with these, except the broken marriage. But anyway, these are just good in general. I was using my dad's before to zip tie everything up, so he'll appreciate that I'm not taking it. And I have a set of metric nut drivers. Now, wrenches are all right, but wrenches are sort of expensive. This was about $7 for all of these. That's really not a bad price. And I have a 5, a 6, 7, an 8, a 10, a 11, and a 12. And I looked it up. It didn't have a 9 in it. I looked it up. Apparently 9 isn't really used that much. There aren't very many 9mm bolts out there, so there was another set for I think $9 that had the 9 and excluded the 12. And I just thought, if I'm never going to use the 9, I don't see why I should pay extra money for it. So a nice little utility snap knife. I think these are called snap blades. Just snap the blade off. Always good to have a little utility knife. These are awesome. This wrench I did not buy. This was a Christmas stocking stuffer one year. So I'm just going to keep an adjustable wrench. It's just good to back bolts up with. Also, if I have something I can't use one of these for, like it's a bolt here and then there's plastic above it and I can't maneuver this straight down on it, then I can just use this. But I don't see that happening too often. These 2 flashlights, they came in a 2-pack for like $3, and I figured these are pretty bright, not gonna lie, for $3 flashlights. So that's just good for nighttime. If I need to make any repairs, or if I have a headlight burnout, I can tape these together, zip tie it to the front, and use that. I also have a hammer here. A hammer for 2 purposes. One, it's just good to have a hammer. It's a Chinese scooter. You might have to smack something to really get it fixed. You know, percussive maintenance. Really have to smash some stuff to get it fixed. Good for, you know, pulling dents out of stuff or unbending anything that could happen in the case of an accident that I still need to get home from. You know, minor accident, obviously not. I'm not going to ride it home with 2 broken legs. You know, I'm not that cheap. But yeah, this is a Pittsburgh ball peen hammer, and I've heard that the biker gang Hell's Angels carries ball peen hammers around for self-defense. Or not really self-defense, I guess, but yeah, self-defense, technically. And just like if they meet a rival biker gang, this is a weapon that they can have that is not, it's not illegal to carry one of these around because it's just a hammer, it's a tool. But yeah, this can be a weapon. This can be a very serious weapon. Now, I'm not going to be joining any biker gangs, and I'm not going to be going around antagonizing people because, to be honest, I'd rather just try and diffuse situations rather than instigate them. You know, so this is just more for repairs if I need it, self-defense if I really need it, if I really mess up. And then a screwdriver. This was an open box, so I got it for 50 cents off, but it's complete. It has both bits here. It's got the thing. This actually comes out, and then this goes in here. Let me see if I can do it one-handed. Oh yeah. I can do it one-handed, kind of. Can't get it to click in there. But you get the idea. 2 different sizes here. Handle goes in there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 screwdrivers and one for $1.50. Not a bad deal at all. I'm going to carry a few of these around for cargo. If I ever, hopefully I don't have to carry around cargo too much. But also I bought a big tarp, and that tarp is going to be my cover for my motorcycle, as I'm going to be storing it outside, as to not make my dad mad with having having more stuff in the barn. So, yes, that's my toolkit. Let's go see if it all fits. Moment of truth. Existing tools already in there. Alright, so short answer, yes, it will fit. Long answer, I'm gonna have to organize this a little bit better. So, ended up with a tool bag here. This is one I had in my car, just in my trunk. And it had my jumper cables and a tape measure and a little crowbar in it, but yeah, ever since the jumper cables went missing, I haven't really even dug it out, because how often do you use a crowbar or a tape measure, really? So this is in the underseat thing, and it all fits. The hammer is under here, the tape is under here, and I have one flashlight in the bag and one flashlight outside of the bag. I think that's a good system for right now. Unless someone else needs a flashlight, then I'll get someone else a flashlight. Are we having an issue here? Yeah, okay. Perfectly fine, perfectly good. Not going anywhere. That's how loose it is without anything in it, so. Alright, I guess I'm gonna throw the tarp on this. And oh, I put all the bungee cords in the bag, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. Either that or I'm hiding them from myself for some reason. Nope, they're all in here. I'm gonna rig a tarp up so that it makes a nice little makeshift motorcycle cover. And then whatever's left is gonna go back in here. And I'm gonna call it a day. Here's the final product. This looks like crap. I'm not even gonna try and sugarcoat it. This looks awful. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is so bad, but it'll keep the rain off the important stuff, and all the non-important stuff can get rained on. This looks so bad. This looks awful. But that'll work. That will work. And yeah, there's 2 spare bungee cords sitting on the floorboard there. So that's what you got. Motorcycles in the United States versus scooters, at least, is sort of like a masculinity thing. Like, you're a real man, you ride a motorcycle. And if you're just like a, you know, sort of weak, effeminate man, I guess you could kind of say I'm a weak and effeminate man by some metric. Yeah, but scooters are for weak, effeminate men and women who are too afraid to operate a clutch. I think it's just kind of, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because when you look at a motorcycle, here, I'll do a visual comparison here. Visual aid. This is your typical 20s, 30s-year-old guy, motorcycle here, sort of sport. I guess this is a sport bike, isn't it? I don't know. I don't really care either. But this is your typical motorcycle that a 20 to 30-year-old would be riding here in the United States. Something along the lines of this. Not this exactly, but something like this. This is a Z1000, my brother's bike. Like, where do you put stuff? Where's your storage? I think maybe under the seat you have a little tiny bit of storage. This here, I don't think there's any storage under here. Let me look here. No, doesn't look like there's a lot of room for storage anywhere here. So that's something you got to take into consideration with this, is you have no place to store stuff. I see people with these bikes all the time. They have their helmet right up here on the handlebars, and you know, if you need to carry something home, you're screwed. You gotta. And on this bike, you don't even have any place to strap it on the back, really. You get 2 little hooks here to strap stuff on. There's another hook on this side. Right there. You get hooks to strap stuff down, but that's it. That's all you get. No, I just put the tarp over the scooter, but you saw me, this area here is the underseat area, right? And that has enough to put a basic toolkit, or what I would call a basic scooter toolkit. Along with that, it's got this floorboard here, and I know a lot of people on the scooter forums say that this is where you can take a 24 24-pack of beer and sit it between your legs while you ride home. And to be honest, that would fit here. I think you could fit a 30 rack here. Not only that, you have an additional glove compartment there, right there for your insurance and your paperwork. So really, in terms of storage, as well as this, there's a rack back here that I had stuff in. You've seen it in the video by now. There's a bin there as well for storage, and when you take that off, it's a tiny little rack, but it's got squares. It's mesh square drain type pattern that you can just take bungee cords and hook stuff in. And really, that's, you know, you got a lot of storage with this. It's not the most fast thing, and it's not the most cool looking thing to ride around on, but you can store a lot more and you can carry a lot more than a motorcycle. And I'm not going to be carrying a bunch of stuff around because I have a car, you know, but you know, it's just beneficial. Also that, and it's a lot of fun to ride. I mean, a motorcycle's fun to ride, but you know, you can't pass a motorcycle around between your friends and just have them ride, because there's people who don't know how to work a manual transmission. So a scooter's easy. A scooter's fun for everybody. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's the video.